Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about how I grew on TikTok as I get ready. So I started making TikToks only like last year in 2025. I think I started posting regularly in like I think March or April of last year, and I already had about 3 to 4 thousand followers because I was posting there for many years, but I did not treat it as seriously. It was sort of just like one of those things that I did not take very seriously. It was just something that I was doing simultaneously while working. And last year, I decided to give it a go. I was like, let me just try this thing called social media. And I am a clinical nutritionist, so I used to post a lot of nutrition content, like a lot of lifestyle content and, how to eat well, how to exercise, and those kind of stuff. And it really wasn't going anywhere. It just did not pick up. And I was very demotivated, because I thought that I have this degree, I have so much knowledge, and I was just like, why are people not, listening to me, or why are people not following me? So it was very demotivating initially when I started doing TikTok. But I randomly started posting about Bollywood because I'm a big Bollywood fan, and it was just this thing about like I one day I made a video about Shah Rukh and Priyanka, and that was like years ago. And it blew up, and it has 800K views right now, and the first time it blew up it went up to 600K views. And this was before I even thought about making Bollywood content, so I had not even given it a thought. But in retrospect, when I look back, that was a sign right there that this is what people are liking. So I think a big part of making content is noticing patterns. It's a lot of pattern recognition, and also listening to what people want from you. So for me, I think I was just not ready to post Bollywood content for a long time. I don't know, I felt very like, I think I was very insecure. I was very nervous about what people are going to think about me now that I will be posting about Bollywood. So it's just not something I wanted to do. And so last year when I was thinking about, okay, I should do this seriously, and I started posting about nutrition, and it did not get any traction. So just to try it out, I made a video about Ranbir and Katrina. And that video also blew up. It got like 80K views. And then I sort of like noticed that, people do like it when I talk about Bollywood, and it has a big market. So then I was like, maybe I should experiment. And I started making a lot of videos about Bollywood. And some of it would go viral, some of it just would not get any traction, but still it was sort of a indicator that this is going to work if I, put like full effort. And putting the full effort is very, very important, because I think a lot of people just want to do it like whenever they have a time, whenever they have any spare time. It doesn't work like that. Like, if you want to be a content creator, I think that you have to do it consistently, especially with the algorithm of TikTok. Like, if you don't post for a week straight, your views are going to go down. Like, you will have that dip that you will see. So it's very important for you to, whatever you can do to kind of maximize posting consistently. So that is something that I would definitely recommend to anyone who's trying to do their own content creation journey. And until and unless you know what is working, to keep experimenting. So if you're doing makeup and no one is watching your makeup videos, maybe do hair videos. And if you're doing hair videos and that's not working, then try something else. Like, try different things, because I was trying to do nutrition content that didn't land. So imagine if I just kept pushing in that one door and never tried anything else. So that's been one of my biggest learnings, is that you have to be able to experiment until you find your niche. And you can't just like some people say, work hard, be consistent. You can't do that if something is just not resonating with other people. So it's actually not a good advice. So until unless you find something that clicks, you just have to keep experimenting. That's actually a good tip, I think. And another reason why TikTok is a little bit different than YouTube, well, I guess a lot different, is because YouTube is a search algorithm based. Like, you have to search for a video for it to pop up on your feed. It's a search engine essentially. So TikTok is not like that. TikTok will push your video, so it is easier for you to get traction on TikTok versus YouTube, I think, personally, for me. And Instagram, I would say that right now, Instagram is also a really good platform for you to start posting. And it can be pictures, it can be videos, because Instagram does not like monetize your views. They do not care. They will let your video go viral. They will let you have all of those followers, because Unlike TikTok, where if you have 10,000 followers, your videos will get monetized. Instagram does not do that, so they don't really care, so there a lot of videos will go viral on Instagram. Of course, it has to be something that is a trending topic. And another thing, now that I just said trending, I just realized is that I think a lot of the times you want to go against the trend, just because you are different, you don't follow the trend. That used to be me. And then I realized that what is trending is always the topic that everyone wants to hear about. So if you talk about something that everyone is thinking or everyone is reading about, that is going to work. You always have a higher possibility of succeeding if you talk about something that is already trending. And you can learn all the tips that you can find, but I think one of the main things is that a lot of the times we have a lot of resistance to being seen, in social media. Like, I think a lot of people are very afraid, and they have a lot of like they are very shy, I guess, and a lot of, I would consider myself a very private person, so I can understand the hesitation when it comes to like being seen. But one thing that helped me a lot is that my content is not really about me personally. Like, of course, it has my opinions and, my takes on certain things, but my content is about like what's happening, in Bollywood. So that really helps me to distance myself from the content that I make. So I don't necessarily think that my content is, exposing me in any way. Although a lot of the times I do share a lot of personal stuff there. So, that's that. But yeah, I think that's one thing that helps, is that if you are a very private, shy person, it's possible for you to make content about things that are not like about your own personal life. So that's also something that you have to explore. And another thing I think is like, you have to work on your internal hesitations. Like, that's an internal journey you have to take, I think, before you are prepared for what's about to happen, which is like, you will have the followers, you will, people will recognize you, and people will say, oh, I've seen her videos, so those are things that you have to be prepared with. And that's a whole another journey. I think that, for a long time, I was really nervous that my friends who I have not spoken to in the last 10 years are going to see my videos and they're going to make fun of me. So that was a big hesitation for me. And then one thing that helped was realizing that if someone really cares about me and they deserve to be in my life, then they will support me. And someone who does not support me just simply does not need to be in my life, So that was, I think, actually very eye-opening for me to come across. I saw that somewhere and it really stuck. So then after that, I think a lot of things started flowing where I was comfortable, Um, and this is a very peculiar thing, but I think that when you are making content, you're also holding back. So what I mean by that is that there are a lot of things you want to say, but you're scared to say. And that's, I think, what actually makes you a good content creator, is that you are saying the things that people want to listen to, but no one is saying it out loud. So sometimes you have to be the person who takes the hit, who people will be like, how dare you say that? But they need to hear it at first from somewhere. And sometimes you have to be that person. So it's just sort of like making yourself the scapegoat, for some things that really need to be said. So I think that's another part where like it also comes after you overcome your hesitations. And then you can truly be a good content creator when you are able to separate yourself from your content. Sorry, it's my dog. I'm getting so excited talking about all of this. But if you guys like this video, I'll make more. I am right now trying to grow on Instagram. I only have 3,000 followers. I started at 100 followers, so it's been a month. And I know that it's a good growth, but someone just commented on my Instagram saying, you don't even have 10K followers. And I was like, that's true, but I still blocked her because she was being extremely hateful. But I think that's another thing, is like, I've always been very witty and I give it back to people. If someone is being mean to me, they either get blocked. If it does not affect me, I guess it's fine. Otherwise, I will set a boundary and give it back to the people right then and there. I'm not someone who will just hear people say, this, that, and the other and let them on my page. It is my social media, okay? You have to own the fact that that is your platform. And if someone decides to come to your profile or see your video and comment on it, that is something that you can control. You can delete the comment, you can block the person. So there is a lot of ownership you have to take, because you can control your social media. It is your social media. It's not everyone else's social media out there, okay? They can always choose to post what they want in their own profile, but that doesn't happen, sadly, So yeah, so I think a lot of the times the hate comments are also like, you know, people saying, go get a job, or why are you doing this? This is pointless and stuff like that. But a lot of the times it's like jealousy disguised as hate. A lot of people I think want to be content creators themselves, and they for some reason do not want to put themselves out there, and as a result they are very, very hateful, and they don't want someone who is doing content creation, you know. I don't know, I feel like it just triggers something inside those people, and then there's a lot of hate comments from actually that section of people who want to be content creators but are holding back. So that's another aspect of it as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I didn't really get ready much. I feel like my hair is like looking really bland. I might cut my hair just like slightly over here. It's just not looking the way it normally looks, like right here. But anyways, I hope you guys like this video, and if you like this, I will try and post more. Thank you for watching. Welcome to Sonika Talkies. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. They're all under Sonika Talkies now. Bye.